has that Apple A15 Bionic chip inside of it with 6 gigabytes of RAM. So let's go see which one's the faster one between both. Okay, there we go. Let's go and clear the apps in the background, which they are cleared out. S22 is here, 14 is here. Phone calls 3, 2, 1. Okay, about the same thing. Cameras 3, 2, 1. Okay, kind of the same thing too. Let's go and take a photo. No dark mode, either one of these. Open up the photo. Kind of faster on the iPhone 14 right there. Hopping out of this one, let's go and get into their app stores. 3, 2, 1. Now also notice the animations. I would say even though the S22 has that, this one will load it up really fast here. Even though the S22 has that 120Hz display, the iPhone 14 is still a very smooth display. You can kind of see over the camera that, in my opinion, the iPhone 14 looks smoother, but it is also smoother on the S22. It's kind of hard to explain. Like the loading, I guess the way it loads on the Galaxies are a little bit different, but totally okay. As always, we have a bunch of these third-party applications we can go and open up. Now, I do want to open up Genshin Impact. It's a very big game, 3, 2, 1. Now, I've played this game a ton of times on a ton of different iPhones and phones in general, and they do really well with this game. This is a super intensive big game, and I will say with iPhones, they load it up fairly fast as you can see, but in game, it's almost the same thing. There's really very little difference, if I'm being honest, when you're in the game itself. Temple Run 2, 3, 2, 1. And they both had downloaded content in the beginning with, they both loaded it out, and they both almost got into it like the same exact time. So there didn't really look like to be that big of a difference here. And it was like almost identical between both as well, which is kind of a good thing, I would say. Stack 3, 2, 1. You have to remember the iPhone 14 has like a year-old chipset as of this point because it has the same one as the iPhone 13. This one was kind of tough to tell. Snapchat 3, 2, 1. Galaxy S22 far faster there. Instagram, let's skip that one. Let's go into Thank You 3, 2, 1. Okay, S22 again is a faster one there. Let's go and hop out of this one. Let's go and get into something like Snake versus Blocks 3, 2, 1. And again, pretty close here. I don't really think there was that big of a difference. Now, like I mentioned, I've done a ton of gaming on both these phones so far, and I didn't really notice that big of a difference in the gaming atmosphere. I think they both have done a pretty good job, I would say, for the most part. So to kind of sum up the speed comparison, I think both phones did do really well. I'll probably do a full speed comparison at some point, but I think from the short one, you're not going to be able to notice that big of a difference between them at all. They're going to be doing pretty much the exact same thing. The S22 has more RAM. The A15 chip here is really optimized too for the iPhone. So that kind of covers it up there. Now in the camera department, as I've stated before,